Have you ever stopped to think about how the most ordinary moments in our daily lives can harbor unexpected dangers? We're going to explore a fascinating aspect of human psychology and safety that affects every single one of us. The hidden risks lurking within our most familiar tasks. The comfort zone paradox. Sarah had been driving the same route to work for 7 years. Every morning, she'd navigate the familiar turns, stop at the same traffic lights, and park in her usual spot. One Tuesday morning, while reaching for her coffee cup, she realized something startling. She couldn't remember the last 3 miles of her drive. Her mind had been on autopilot, running through her daily to-do list while her hands operated the vehicle almost unconsciously. This phenomenon, known as highway hypnosis or automaticity, reveals a crucial truth about human behavior. The more familiar a task becomes, the less attention we pay to it, and therein lies the hidden danger. Why familiarity breeds complacency. Our brains are remarkably efficient machines, constantly looking for ways to conserve mental energy. When we perform a task repeatedly, our brain creates neural pathways that allow us to complete it with minimal conscious thought. This is wonderful for learning skills, but it comes with a significant downside. We stop noticing potential hazards. Consider the simple act of using a ladder at home. The first time you climbed one, you were probably extremely cautious, checking each step, maintaining 3 points of contact, and moving slowly. But by the 20th time, you might find yourself rushing up with a heavy toolbox in one hand, barely thinking about your positioning. Statistics show that a significant number of household accidents involve people who have used the same equipment dozens of times before. The invisible risks in everyday activities. Let's examine some common scenarios where familiarity masks genuine danger. In the kitchen, professional chefs will tell you that most cutting accidents happen not to beginners struggling with technique, but to experienced cooks who've become too comfortable with their knives. The rhythm becomes so automatic that concentration wanes, and that's precisely when mistakes occur. At home, using power tools, electrical appliances, or even cleaning products regularly can create a false sense of security. We skip reading warning labels, bypass safety features to save time, or mix products without thinking, all because we've done it 100 times before. In the workplace, whether it's operating machinery, handling materials, or following procedures, employees with years of experience sometimes take shortcuts that newcomers would never consider. They've seen nothing go wrong for so long that the possibility feels remote. The psychology behind the Patuna researchers in human factors and safety science have identified several psychological mechanisms at play. Normalization of deviance. When we break a safety rule once and nothing bad happens, our brain registers that deviation as acceptable. Over time, these small violations become our new normal, incrementally increasing our risk exposure. Optimism bias. We tend to believe that bad things are less likely to happen to us than to others. Combined with familiarity, this creates a powerful cocktail of overconfidence, attention blindness. Our brains filter out information deemed routine or predictable. This means we might literally not see hazards that have been present all along, simply because our environment feels so familiar. Real-world implications. The consequences of familiarity-based complacency extend far beyond individual incidents. In professional settings, this pattern contributes to workplace safety challenges across industries. In healthcare, experienced professionals must constantly guard against assumptions based on typical presentations, as unusual variations can be missed when pattern recognition overrides careful observation. Even in our digital lives, familiarity breeds risk. We click through security warnings on websites we visit regularly, use the same passwords across multiple platforms, or ignore software updates all because these systems have become part of our routine landscape. Breaking the autopilot cycle. So how do we protect ourselves from the hidden risks in familiar tasks? Awareness is the crucial first step. By understanding that familiarity itself is a risk factor, we can implement strategies to maintain vigilance. Practice deliberate attention. Occasionally approach routine tasks as if doing them for the first time. Consciously walk through each step, noting potential hazards. Embrace checklists. Pilots use them, surgeons use them, and we should too. A simple checklist transforms automatic behavior into conscious verification. Schedule safety reviews. Periodically reassess your familiar environments and routines. What risks have you stopped noticing? What shortcuts have become habits? Welcome fresh perspectives. New people often spot hazards that veterans overlook. Listen when someone questions a familiar practice. The path forward. The paradox of familiarity is that expertise and experience, valuable assets in themselves, can simultaneously increase certain types of risk. The goal isn't to approach every familiar task with paralyzing fear, but rather to maintain a healthy respect for the fact that routine doesn't equal risk-free. By recognizing this pattern in our own behavior, we can develop a more mindful approach to daily activities. The tasks that feel most comfortable are often the ones that deserve a second look. After all, true safety isn't about avoiding unfamiliar territory. It's about never letting our guard down, even in the places we know best. Remember, the most dangerous assumption we can make is that because something has always been fine, it always will be.